Guess what's going on today? Well, I had a client ask me a question. I thought you might want to know the answer. What's that question? Stick around, we'll find out next. Hey, Treasure Valley Dave here, and today I'm asking a client's question that you might find interesting too. What's it about? Well, it's going to be about utility costs, what it costs to live here, as far as, you know, a month-to-month kind of a thing. You know, what does that break down like? And this all kind of start out with, I had a conversation yesterday, and they're going, well, what are your utilities like? And fair question. I mean, here we just like hardly even think about them because they're pretty cheap. But there's other places where, you know, it is incredibly expensive. And this might be a topic that you need to know about. So I also got, funny enough, an email yesterday from another agent. I don't know why they think I'm going to buy from them. Bless their hearts, right? But she sent this email saying that winter's setting in. We've seen plenty of snow. Did you see my last video? We got more sunshine than snow out there, I'll tell you what. And she says that the last thing you want to do is open your electric bill and be shocked by that big number. It's like, okay. She also did send along some home efficiency tips, and they actually make sense. So I'm just going to quickly tell you about them. Insulate. So if you've got an older home that maybe doesn't have enough insulation, or maybe it's kind of packed down over the years, that's probably a good idea. The next one is your water temperature on your water heater. And maybe you don't need it as hot as it's set, and you can bring it back down a little bit. The other one, the last one, is to clean your furnace filter. Change that bad boy out, because, you know, pets, whatever, it's going to clog up after a while. You want your system to run as efficiently as possible. Keep that thing cleaned out. All right, now down to the meat and potatoes of this whole thing. What does it cost to live here? I'm going to use my personal experience as a baseline, because it's something that happened to me. And I can tell you that I live in a normal house in a normal subdivision, 1,845 square feet. It's just one story, and built in 13, 14, right around there. So it's not old, it's not new. Maybe your place is going to be somewhat similar. Let's go ahead and start with the utilities. Let's look at gas. So my last bill, $56 for gas. That was December 27th. So gas, I have a gas furnace, gas water heater, electric stove. Sorry. But what's gas in, say, the summertime, when basically the only thing we got going is the water heater? And that runs $17. Yeah, that's for a whole month. What about electricity? So typically, electricity in the wintertime isn't that bad. It did spike up this time though. I'm a little surprised. Probably because around New Year's, we had several days in a row of really cold temperatures, and we were running that furnace because, well, why not? So it was $72 for electricity for that month. So 72, 56, I don't know, that's higher math, but that's like $130 for both utilities. That'd be like your PG&E bill. Was your PG&E bill $130 for December? But you're saying, but Dave, what about in the summertime? You're cranking that air conditioner, because I know you're a little tubby, you don't like to sweat, and you're absolutely right. So I'm going to say my August bill, this was the hottest month that we'd had. It was record breaking. It was like the opposite of Snowmageddon. It was Sunmageddon. I just coined that. And my electric bill was $130.30. The month before was July. That's more normal. It's like $97. The previous year, $99. So that $130, that took me a little bit by surprise. But you know what? It's still not so much that, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, I have to go get another job and work weekends and nights and stuff to make up that extra difference. That's electricity. Oh, well, I'm here. Internet. You're probably going to want internet. It's just the world we live in. There's basically two kinds: CenturyLink, which is DSL, and Sparklight, which is through your cable. I don't have any experience with Sparklight. I've had CenturyLink, the DSL, since we moved up here. I've been happy enough with it. I think I have 80 down and 20 up, and we don't have any buffering problems when we're all doing our thing. So it seems to work for me. Maybe you'd want something more. Okay, I know you're asking, what does that cost? $65.60 a month. Good or bad, that's what it is. I think it's all right. It gives me everything I need, and I don't know. It's not terribly expensive, I think. So I live here in Nampa, and most communities, you pay for your water, trash, sewer through the city. And of course, when you get up here, we'll have phone numbers and everything for you. I live in Nampa, and that's what it is up here. So it's water, trash, sewer, plus also recycle. And it's every 2 months that I pay this. My most recent bill, and I got to tell you, really took me by surprise too, was $190. So that's for 2 months. It had been running $169, $159. I think they passed something or other for like tertiary cleaning up for the sewer system, something like that. But still, it's so $190 for 2 months. I want to say that's what, like 80 something. Tack that on top of the $130 that we're already paying, so we're up to like, I don't know, $220 a month for that. But then what about your property taxes? Oh my gosh, Treasure Valley Dave, they're so incredibly expensive. Well, I printed this off. And yeah, that's where I live. That's the old Treasure Valley Dave abode right there. Regular house, you know, it's nice enough. It's nothing spectacular. It's pretty big, 1,845 square feet. So whatever, you know, taxes are going to be. Anyway, for 2021, my taxes were $2,297. Previous year, it was $2,068. Previous year to that, it was $2,196. So I basically went from $2,200 to 20 and a half up to $2,300. So is that a lot? I don't know. I mean, I get a lot for it. The streets are pretty decent up here. Schools are pretty decent up here. So it's not like they're trying to kill me or anything. And up here, so we're a non-disclosure state, right? So that means the tax man doesn't know what you paid for your house. He has to go assess it. As I understand it, they go out every 5 years, and then they have some kind of algorithm that figures out the in-between years. It looks like the date on my picture here is 2017, so maybe that's when they went out. But they're saying that my house is worth $320,000. Alrighty, I'm not going to argue with that. I live in my house. I get the homeowner's exemption on that, so that brings my property taxes down even more. And yeah, so I mean, I'd rather keep the money in my pocket. It goes for some good stuff. I see some bang for my buck, so I'm not going to complain too much. And so that's not even $200 a month for property taxes. So what are we at? Like 2 something plus another 200 for this. So we're still under $500 a month for living up here. You're not going to be walking. You're going to be driving your car, right? So I got a little information on vehicle expenses. Okay, so you first come up here, you're going to go to DMV, and you can make an appointment online actually, and so you're going to have to get your title switched over to Idaho. That's a whopping $14. Before you can do that, you're going to have a VIN verification. They'll do that right out there at DMV. That's 5 big ones right there. Dollars, not 100. And then after that, your registration, which you'll pay every year. This other stuff's just the first time. Your registration depends on how old your car is. Vehicle for, if your car's 1 to 2 years old, it's $69 a year. If it's 3 to 6 years old, it's $57. And if you're in the Treasure Valley Dave camp, it's 7 or more years old, it's $45 a year. I pay mine for 2 years. And oh, here's a tip. When you do this, for an extra $10 a year, you can get that little pass sticker that goes in your windshield. You can go into all the state parks for free using that little sticker on your vehicle. So you might want to do that. But other than that, so $45 a year. I don't even know how, if you can divide that by 12, it's like, psh. So for well under $500 a month, that's your living expense, except for food. Water for your irrigation. So up here, most places have pressurized irrigation water. It comes to your house. You have regular house water that you can drink. Then you have this irrigation water, a complete separate system. And you can use that for your garden, your grass, your trees, your whatever. And that's a $1 bill a year. They turn on the water, when they open up all the irrigation systems for the farmers. So that's when they turn it on, maybe like March-ish, April-ish. Then they turn it off October, November-ish. But you get $1 bill. Last year it was like $136. Not metered. Use as much water as you need for whatever you're doing. That's why when you come up here and we go driving around looking at places in the summer, even if it's the dead part of the summer where it's just blazing hot, everything's still green and fresh because we have so much water. And it's such a pretty decent deal on that. So anyway, there's a couple more bucks, another $10 a month you can add to the tally so far. So that's kind of what utilities cost on a per month. Based on my experience, your mileage may vary, but I'd like to get you up here, get you into a house so we can find out what your expenses are going to be. And if you aren't up here yet, well, first off, if you're interested in checking out Idaho, maybe this is going to be the place for you, then give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Me, Treasure Valley Steven, Treasure Valley Marine, we've all made that relocation. And we have all sorts of experiences that we've learned from that we'd be happy to share that with you. So if you're living in one of those other places, which obviously you are because you're not right here, tell me in the comments what you guys are paying for utilities and what your monthly expenses are. Let us know. Raise your hand, say, Dave, I have some questions. Is Idaho right for me? You make it sound too dang good. Give me some reality. So actually, I'm not making it sound too good. That's just what it is. But please give me a call. Be glad to talk with you. Email, text, Zoom, whatever. We all have great experiences to share with you. And I guess that's it. So until we meet again, this is Treasure Valley Dave. Always looking forward to helping you get home.